which Dan probably would have let me, but it's not like
Yeah.
Temple would have been his first choice.
I love it. I love it. So tell me about dating again, a little bit about how you kind of stepped into that dating
Um,
world.
so about 3.5 years after Dan died, my friend said, "Hey, we should sign you up for online dating." And I was like, "I guess."
Yeah.
And so she actually did it. Like, she wrote my profile and she put in all of my
Nice.
information. I was like,
Oh
whatever.
yeah.
um, so I kind of talked to some people, but I didn't go on any dates. I didn't meet anybody. She asked me about a month into it. She's like, "So how's it going?" I'm like, "It's so stupid. Like, it's stupid. I don't know why I'm on here. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm never gonna meet anybody like Dan. I'm never gonna be in love with anybody like Dan. I don't know what the point of this is." And um, she said to me, "You don't have to go looking for another husband. It's okay to just find somebody to go to a movie and have a conversation with."
Absolutely.
And
Good
once I
advice.
once I took that in, it was
Yeah.
a lot easier because
Less pressure.
yeah,
Yes.
I'm not looking for a husband. I'm not looking for a replacement for Dan. I was just looking for someone that I could go to a movie with, you know.
Yes.
Um, so I ended up messaging this man, and I messaged him because we live in the same area of town, and he had a picture of his house on his profile. And I was like, "I've seen that house before. I think I've driven past that house before. I think I've driven past that house." So I messaged him and I was like, "Hey, we live in the same area of town. I think I've driven past your house before." And it turns out I had. And it
Mhm.
turns out that he lives a whole mile away from me,
Ugh,
like
crazy.
right down
Crazy.
the road. So we started messaging and talking to each other. And we, I remember one of the very first conversations we had over messaging. I told him all about Dan, and I said something like, "I hope you realized on my profile that I'm a widow." And I said, "My husband was an amazing husband and he was a wonderful dad, and I talk about him a lot. So, deal." Basically. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
little nicer than that, but I was like,
Yeah.
deal,
Yeah.
because I'm gonna tell my kid about her dad every single chance I get because I don't want her to forget him. And I'm gonna hang pictures up of my husband because I still love him. And Justin, the man I was messaging, was like, "I think that's wonderful. I think that's great. Why wouldn't you tell your kid about her dad every chance you
Right. Yay.
have?"
Good answer.
Yes. Right? Good answer. So we went on our first date and it was wonderful. It was like I walked into the restaurant and I saw him, and he got up and he hugged me, and we looked at each other, and it was like we already knew each other. I said
Ah,
it was like we had known each other in a past life, except that I don't believe in past lives. But if I
yeah.
did, it was like we had known each other in a past life. We already knew each other. Um,
Tell us what happened on the second date.
so on the second date, so the first date we went out and ate. On the second date, I said, um, "Why don't I put India to sleep? And then you can come over and we can hang out on my back porch and talk." And so
Mhm.
that's what he did. And so he came over like 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and we were sitting on the back porch because, I wasn't going to tell India I was dating yet because who knew, right?
Yeah.
um, so, and everything was great, and we were having a wonderful time, and we ended up kissing. And then I laid my head down on his chest, and he had a heartbeat. and I could hear his heart beating through his chest. And I instantly started to panic, and I jumped up and jumped away from him. And he was like, "What? What's going on? Are you okay?" And I was like uncontrollably crying. And he was just, "What is, are you okay? Are you okay?" And I was like, I might as well tell him, the truth. Like, what else am I
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
possibly say, right? "Oh yeah, I'm fine."
Mm.
So I said, "Hit my head on your chest," and I was crying all through this. I said, "I put my head on your chest, and I could hear your heartbeat. And the last time I put my head on somebody's chest, it was Dan's, and I was looking for his heartbeat. I couldn't find his heartbeat." And Justin was just like, "Oh, that I understand. That makes total sense."
Yeah.
And
God.
and he rubbed my back and he held my hand and he said, "I'm here. I'm just gonna sit here and hold you. Is that okay?" And I was like, "Yes." And I cried, like, sobbing cried for probably half an hour. And he just sat there and held my hand.
And oh my God, this is your second date.
This is my second date with this
So
guy,
I'm just like, how
right?
amazing is this man? Like, he's totally understanding and
He
he's
he's
totally there for
totally
you.
understanding. He
Right.
is the only person I know that hasn't gone through it that understands it so well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like most people that haven't lost a spouse just have no clue. They just have no clue.
Or he
And
just knows what you need to,
right.
yeah.
And he hasn't lost a spouse. He's divorced, but he gets it more than anybody else that hasn't gone through it. And
He
he's
sounds
he's
like a
very
keeper.
intuitive.
So he is,
You
and
know, he's a keeper and I
he
plan on
sounds
keeping
like a
him.
keeper.
So
And you've been together for 3.5 years now, right?
yes. Yes.
That's awesome.
We've
That's
been together for
awesome.
3.5 years now, and we can plan on to continue that pattern.
So awesome.
We're very happy. We're kind of ridiculously happy,
Oh
which
my God. Listen to
yeah.
you.
Oh my,
Ridiculously happy.
it's
That's so great.
I never thought I could love
And you
anyone
never,
after I loved
yeah,
Dan.
you
I
never thought you would say those words,
I
right?
never thought I would say those words. I said there is no way I can possibly love anyone like I love Dan. That Dan was my soulmate. But
Mhm.
I what I discovered with Justin is it's kind of hard to explain. It's not all about me, without going into detail. Justin was divorced, did not have a good marriage. Dan and I, you know, had were a prince and a princess. We had a fairy tale marriage. We were completely in love with each other. And Justin didn't have that. And I can show Justin that.
Mm.
I can show Justin what it's like to be loved like that. You know,
Oh my God.
he always says,
Yeah.
we'll be like sitting on the couch laughing, and he'll be like, "Is this how it's supposed to be?" And I'm like, "Yes, yes, this is how it's supposed to be. This is what love is about." Or I'll do something for him, and he's like, "Why'd you do that?" I'm like, "Because I love you, because this is what love is about."
Oh my God. Like what you just said, just like hit me like a ton of bricks because I don't think that people think about it like in that perspective
I never
that
did
you are showing him what,
what
uh,
Dan gave to me. I
yes.
can show him what it's like to be loved the right way because Dan loved me so well.
Jenny, that is beautiful. What you just said. Oh my God. I love that. Excuse me. Oh my God. I am so happy for you. I am so happy for you. Um,